Nija, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so hopefully today's video goes smoothly. I have to record it on my phone today instead of on my camera because my computer is having some technical issues and I will not be able to edit. So I really hope that this all goes smoothly. So you guys, today's video is all about my 2020 level up tips. So I asked you guys in the community section, I put up a poll question of what you guys wanted to see next, and the majority of you guys were really interested in seeing 2020 level up tips, and I'm really excited to share these tips with you guys. So what you guys don't know is, well, some of you guys know, on my other channel, my second channel, my spirituality channel, I do tarot readings and oracle readings, and so I was really sensing out and filling out the energy of the year 2020. So I did intuitively feel some things that I want to share with you guys as ladies who are on their level up journey, and it's just a little bit of what you guys can expect in 2020, and also like a little checklist to keep your priorities in check and keep yourself in check going into 2020 so you can continue to level up and blossom and feel amazing and look amazing like I know you guys do. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If it's your first time seeing my face, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell so you're notified every time we meet here on the channel, and let's go ahead and get started. So as always, I've got some notes down here, so if you see me looking down, that is why. So, number one, what I felt intuitively, 2020 is going to be the year of building stability and security. Now, this was extremely important to me, so I made it my number one tip, especially for my ladies who are trying to level up, because I realized and I noticed that a lot of us stay in situations for longer than we're meant to, or maybe stay a little bit stuck, a little bit stagnant, because we do not feel that sense of stability and that sense of security. Now, this could be in your home life. Maybe 2018 and in the past, you've had problems with feeling secure and stable in your home life or your home environment or who you live with, or also stable insecurity in regards to like your finances and your spending habits and your saving habits, and a lot of us have not been feeling stable and secure. So I'm feeling that 2020 is really going to be a year of getting our finances in order, getting our money in order, our income in order, getting our savings established and started so we can really feel like we're standing on stable ground, because that really is the basis of feeling stable and secure in, you know, your self-confidence, your self-worth. Not that it's based in your finances, but when you can financially take care of yourself, you're less likely to put up with bull crap from your surroundings and a partner and in friendships and whatever the case may be. If you feel stable and secure and sovereign in yourself, you're less likely to put up with BS. So that was my number one tip. And here's some questions that I want you guys to ask. I hope you guys are taking notes, by the way. Pull out your journals and your notebooks, take notes so that you can look back on this throughout 2020 and keep yourself on track. But here's one of the questions that I posed to help you to begin thinking about how you can feel more stable and secure in 2020. And the question I asked was, how much money do you want to make this year? For me, I asked myself on a monthly basis, what is the monthly income goal that I have that I want to make each month that would make me feel secure? And then I took that a step further. How much do I want to see in a week that makes me feel stable and secure? Okay, because you guys know I'm all about being a girl boss and generating my own income, but before you are able to generate your own income, you need to know how much you want to make. So, okay, ask yourself that question. And then the next question I have is, how much do you want to save in 2020? What are your saving goals in 2020? Okay, I'm saying this again. Your stability and security is extremely important, especially in leveling up, especially in obviously finding a partner of affluence, because you want to have your ish together before you jump onto someone else's tugboat, if that makes sense. So yes, that was my number one. Number two, 2020 is going to be the year of self-love and self-care. So this totally makes sense because we're all in this new wave of, you know, really honoring ourselves, really tapping into that femininity, really tapping into our truth and who we are as feminine women, right? So it really is about self-love and self-care, checking in with yourself, really giving yourself that attention you deserve, putting your focus and your energy on yourself, on your looks, on your education, on your finances, whatever the case may be to you. Show yourself love in that way, honor yourself in that way. This could be those of you guys in 2020 are starting up new eating habits or new eating journeys, or maybe you're starting up starting up a new fitness plan or a fitness regimen, or maybe you're starting to, you know, wear makeup on a regular basis or do your hair on a consistent basis and really make those self-care, self-love routines. And if you're not thinking about that yet, this year is really a great time to start thinking about what can I do to show myself love in 2020? What can I do to really love on myself and care for myself and parent myself? You know, how can I make myself feel loved by myself? How can I show love to myself? And that is a question that a lot of us are going to be asking ourselves this year, and that is a question that a lot of ourselves are going to be answering this year. So that's something that should be on your radar. So when you're working on self-care and self-love in 2020, ask yourself these questions. How can I take care of myself? How can I get the most out of the skin that I'm in, okay? So 2020 is really going to be all about loving the version of yourself that you are, loving who you are, loving yourself in your own skin, loving your quirks, loving your imperfections, loving your perfections, you know, whatever the case may be. How can I really show myself love? Now, all of these questions I'm posing, I want you guys to have an answer to these questions before January 1st, 2020, so that when January 1st hits, you can hit the ground rolling, okay? I'm just posing these questions to get your minds rolling, okay? Leveled up questions that we need answered before 2020, okay? So number 3, what I want to say is 2020 is really going to be the year of realizing and experiencing your pleasure. So this is so important. We're really going to be learning what brings us excitement, what brings us joy, what sparks inspiration, what sparks passion. That is going to be our focus in 2020, really living for the pleasures of life, really living for the fun of life, for the joy of life. Now, some of you guys can be saying, how can that be? How can I focus on being stable and secure, but also enjoying the pleasures in life? Well, you've got to ask yourself, what is it that your soul really wants to experience in this lifetime? What is it that your spirit has come to earth, journeyed to earth, traveled to earth to experience? And your main priority in 2020 should be allowing yourself to experience those things that your soul has been sent here to experience. So if you're like me, you're a Sagittarius, and you're like, you know what, I'm finally ready to see this world. Start planning trips so that you can see this world. Even if you're only able to plan one trip and execute one trip to the T of where you want to go, what you want to see, where you want to be, you know. This year is a year of really experiencing those pleasures, asking yourself, what does my soul need, and giving it to yourself. If your soul desires to have a stable, beautiful home to live in, and that is what your spirit really, truly desires, and that's what's going to really pump you up and fuel you with pleasure, that is your focus in 2020. So the question for this is, what are you going to spend your time doing this year that is going to really give you that sense of pleasure, really give you that sense of happiness, of fulfillment? Okay, that's a really good word, fulfillment. And also I hear the word nourishment. What are you doing this year that's really going to nourish you? It's important to ask yourself this question now before the year rolls out and starts unfolding, because you're going to, you know, start getting pulled in different directions. If you have these answers, these questions answered now, you know, you won't be as easily derailed. Or when you do get derailed, because we all do, we still have our focus point. Like, yes, I'm derailed, but I know my soul wants to experience this, so I have to fight like crazy to make sure that my soul, my spirit is happy, is fulfilled, is nourished. And that's really going to make you feel leveled up from the inside out, because you guys know I'm all about a 360 experience. It's not just being leveled up on the outside, it's not just meeting an affluent, amazing partner to spend your time with, but it's also about feeling fulfilled on the inside. Leveled up girls are happy with who they are, they're happy with what they're experiencing, they know how to draw and attract those experiences to them, and that's going to be really important in 2020. So remember to focus on your pleasures and experiences in 2020 and what's really going to make you feel fulfilled and nourished, okay? So my tip number 4, leveled up advice for 2020. 2020 is really going to be the year of honoring your intuition, your inner voice, and your higher self, okay? So for me, I personally can attest that in the past 2018, 2017, even 2016, I have not always been true to myself, because I am one to hear my higher voice, hear my intuition, hear my soul speak to me and say, you know what, this isn't right, and bypass it, or look over it. Or like, you know, you meet somebody and you know they're not 100% the best for you, but you bypass it, you override it because you're like, I might just, you know, see how this turns out. No, not in 2020. 2020 is really going to be the year of listening to your intuition, moving through inspired action, moving with that confirmation from your angels, your guides, your helpers, even your inner spirit, your inner knowing. Moving out of divine inspiration. So like we really are assured in what we want. We're no longer letting outside forces influence us in 2020. We're no longer going to let people, you know, tell us what is and isn't okay. We're really starting to listen to our intuition. If our intuition's like, don't go there, you know you're not supposed to go there, you know now is not the time to do that, you listen. Or if your intuition's like, he's not the one, baby, let's not waste our time, let's not, you know, just pass him up, it's okay, you're gonna listen to that. 2020 is really the time to listen to your intuition. And if you don't listen to your intuition in 2020, there will be hell to pay. I'm not trying to make anyone, you know, feel scared or any type of way, but it is what it is. You've got to start putting what you want in the very front of your mind, putting what brings you happiness and pleasure in the front of your mind. This doesn't mean that we're being disrespectful to other people, we're disrespecting other people's boundaries, not at all. This just means that we are respecting our own boundaries. We know how to listen to our higher self. We will be getting much further in life when we listen to our higher self, our intuition, our and all that good stuff. And if you guys are interested in how to tap into your intuition, how to hear that inner knowing, that inner calling, I have a video on my channel, how to get in contact with your higher self. I will leave that up in the cards right over here if I can remember. But yes, 2020 is a year all about listening to your intuition. And a really good question, or a really good way to check into yourself this year is 2020, even before it hits 2020, is to spend time checking in with yourself and spend time giving yourself what you need. So this goes back to experiencing pleasures, but more than that, it is, you know, having a consistent journaling regimen, having a consistent meditation regimen, knowing how to get in contact with yourself in times of anxiety, in times of turmoil, in times of, oh my God, ish is hitting the fan, what do I do? We're not going to be seeking external, what is the word? External, like we're not checking outside of ourselves for the answers. We're going deep within, and that is how we're going to be able to maneuver more smoothly through the year of 2020 and the years to come. So that is what I am feeling regarding that. Okay, so here is my tip number 5, how to level up in 2020. So this year, 2020, will be the year of moving forward. Moving forward, okay? Everyone's moving forward. Whether the universe has to drag you forward or whether you know, shake off that feeling of anxiety and that feeling of fear and pick up one foot, and then you pick up the next and you pick up one foot, okay? It might be a slow moving energy for some of us, but 2020 is really the year of moving forward. Either you're going to voluntarily move forward or the universe is dragging you forward. Spirit is dragging you forward. The lessons that you're going to learn are going to drag you forward. So it's up to you to determine, did I learn this lesson? Am I ready to move forward? Did I grab everything that I need to or did I learn everything that I need to learn out of the situation so that I do not have to repeat it, okay? So what I'm talking about in regards to this is knowing when it's time to cut old ties. This could be ex-lovers in your life, ex-friendships in your life, maybe current friendships and current lovers that you know have no business following you into 2020, okay? Let me tell you how this is gonna play out. Either you're going to make the decision to cut these things off, or these things are going to drag you to rock bottom and force you to start over, okay? So it's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to voluntarily cut the ties and start over? Or do you want this relationship to drag you down to the bottom, drag you down to the worst you've ever, you know, experienced, and force you to rebuild, if that makes sense? So in regards to like a relationship, if you've been in a long-term relationship and you know it's not serving you and it's not doing anything for you and it's really making you feel stagnant, if you do not choose to leave that in 2019, it is going to to it's going to end whether you choose to end it or not. So it's just a matter of how do you choose to end it. Do you choose to end it looking forward into the future with excitement, or do you choose to ride this thing till the wheels turn off, get dragged to rock bottom, and then start over? Either way, you're gonna learn the lesson. So it's like, did you learn the lesson? Are you able to, you know, confidently move past this, or is there another lesson to be learned? Like, do we really need to drill this in, instill this in? You know, what do you want to do? It's up to you. So yeah, and the same goes with friends. If you're hanging out with friends that make you feel stagnant, like they have nothing, not nothing to offer you, but you know, like there's just no substance in the friendship. You guys don't really relate on anything, or you know, you're on your entrepreneurial-ish and they're on their, you know, I don't know, poverty mindset-ish, or whatever the case may be. It's time to cut those cords, because like I said, either you voluntarily make the decision to step away from these relationships, or they will drag you down to the bottom. This doesn't even have to be like someone does something to you. This could just be energetically, like you just feel so energetically depleted that you feel like you've been dragged all the way to the ground, and now you've got to restart or rebuild, whatever the case may be. So you decide 2020 what you're gonna do as a leveled up woman. Are you going to move forward? Are you going to allow the gears to move forward, or are you going to, you know, push yourself into a situation that's not the most desirable so that you can learn that lesson and then move forward? Like I said, everyone's moving forward. You decide if you're getting dragged forward or if you're going to take that step forward, all right? Yeah. Okay, so what was I feeling next intuitively for 2020? Leveled up advice. I said in 2020 you're going to want to put the energy back on yourself. So this totally goes with the point that I was just making, leaving old things behind and learning how to move forward. But essentially, when people want to hang out and you know that you don't feel like spending time with them, say no. When people want to, you know, invite you to do things and you don't feel like doing it, say no. 2020 is really going to be about putting the energy back on yourself, okay? This means no longer wasting time with people who do not have your best interests at heart. This means no longer wasting time procrastinating when you know you've got ish to do, okay? Put the energy back on yourself. This is like when your friend calls and you know they're always calling with drama and they just want to complain and they just want to nag. This is you not picking up. I'm putting the energy back on myself in 2020. That's a really great affirmation. I am putting the energy back on myself in 2020. I am calling my energy back to myself in 2020. I am releasing ties with anybody who is pulling from my energy in 2020. That is your mantra, okay? I see people in 2020. It's not really being selfish, but it really is just taking the energy off of external sources and putting it back on yourself. And in actuality, the world will be better for this. If everybody is taking care of their ish and putting their focus on themselves and not worrying about other people, you're going to be able to thrive much faster, grow much faster, you know, take care of yourself much better, because your energy is where it should be, with yourself. Anything that is pulling energy away from you, snip, 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 okay? So yes, that is what I'm feeling. And also, it's about no longer getting in petty arguments or petty disagreements. You know, someone has something negative to say to you. You're not feeding into it anymore. In 2020, we're just not doing it. And you'll notice that when you do give your energy to things like that in 2020, it's not going to be so, you know, how you were able to get over things really quickly in the past. 2020, don't even engage in it, okay? People who want to argue, people that want to be petty, people that want to, you know, X, Y, and Z, don't even feed into it in 2020. 2020 is the year of putting the energy back on yourself. So do that, okay? And then here is my last advice, how to be a leveled up woman. My advice for 2020, you guys know how we do. This one is about your romantic relationship. So 2020 is the year to have higher standards in men and in partnerships. Now, duh, we've already seen this from 2018, all the amazing videos you guys have been watching all year, all the amazing YouTubers popping up to the surface talking about these dating higher caliber men, having higher caliber relationships and things of that nature. This is the year to move forward. This is the year to put what you learned into action, okay? putting those new standards, that newfound love for yourself into action, okay? So this is what I said. Really waiting for a partner who has their ish together. And you will feel worthy of that partner because you've done the work and you've gotten your ish together as well. So if you take all the advice that I've given in this video, you will really feel more empowered, a little bit more up-leveled, and therefore it will be harder for you to pair yourself with a partner who does not have their ish together. That would be, like I said, moving backwards. So we're moving forward in this year 2020, and so the advice for this year is to just really try, and I'm not even saying go out of your way to find this partner. In fact, I'm giving you guys the advice to let this partner stumble in while you're loving your life, while you're enjoying your experiences, while you're doing what you were going to be doing anyway. And so the advice is to really have a higher standard in the partner that you choose this year, but also don't be thirsty. Don't go out and looking for it. Let it stumble in and find you just by you living that higher caliber life, just by you going to those new places and enjoying those new experiences and taking yourself to where your spirit wants to go, where your spirit is really going to thrive, where your soul is really going to feel fulfilled and nourished. That's where you want to meet those people. You don't want to go out of your way and, you know, find them. And now this isn't to say that you can't like have fun and, you know, hang out with people and just get a feel for new people. That's fine. Just don't take anything too seriously that is not going to aid and benefit you in the long run. And that is what I have to say. So yeah, you guys, those are all my tips and advice for 2020, how to level up in 2020, my advice on how to like really feel well-rounded. And like I said in the beginning of the video, on my second channel, my spirituality channel, I am doing a card reading for 2020. So if that's something that you're into and you really want to know the energy around 2020 for you specifically, make sure that you check out my second channel, Celestial Mind. It will be up on that channel shortly, just for, you know, you guys who are into that kind of thing. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a huge thumbs up if it was helpful. I hope that you were taking notes, and I might make a free download with these advice and tips so that you can print it out and keep it with you all 2020 to kind of remember what your priorities are and kind of keep yourself in check. I think that'd be really helpful. And also, you guys hang out with me over on my Patreon. You guys know I give you guys exclusive content and you can join my private group over there. So go to patreon.com/Nija Sym so you can join the beautiful group where we all hang out and all that fun stuff. I do webinars and stuff like that over there once a month for you guys. Just extra content that I do not share here on my YouTube channel. So if that's something that's interesting to you, make sure you check out Patreon. And that is everything. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Happy 2020, and yeah, bye.